Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video, I will be going over several unusuals which I think, in my opinion, are overpriced. The actual prices of the unusuals are objective. They are based off legitimate sales and confirmed by Backpack.tf price moderators. In fact, if you want to check the prices yourself, just go to the website and go to the price suggestions tab. Anyway, this list, however, is subjective, meaning that the unusuals in this list have all been picked based on my own opinion and understanding. This list is also in no particular order, so don't think that one is more or less overpriced than the other. If you agree or disagree with me about this list, then don't forget to leave a comment on the video with your thoughts. Anyway, without further ado, I hope you enjoy the video. Starting off the list at number 5 is the Hellfire Janissary Ketche, or Ketche, however you want to pronounce that. It is currently priced at 367 keys, and there are 2 in existence. Hellfire is a Halloween effect, hence it can't be unboxed anymore, making it even rarer. On the price suggestion itself, you can actually find the reason as to why the buyer paid that amount. But to tell the story short, the buyer used to collect Ketches many years ago, and among the effects, the Hellfire one was his pride and joy. Unfortunately, due to financial problems, he had to sell his entire TF2 backpack, including the Ketche collection. Sad. Eventually, he started to build his collection again. He was able to buy back rare Halloween ones, all but the Hellfire Ketche. Unfortunately, at that time, both Hellfire Ketches were technically impossible to get. One was locked away in a private backpack, while the other one wasn't being sold. In fact, Carl tried getting in contact with the one who wasn't selling, but just got blocked. Consequently, Carl once again sold his Ketche collection and his TF2 backpack and left Team Fortress 2 for good. Of course, until one day he saw a Hellfire Ketche being sold on Marketplace.tf for a whopping $650 US. Actually, it wasn't 650 USD at first, it was around 800 I think. Then it just kept dropping until it reached 650, and that's where it stopped. Of course, you all know what happened next. He bought it. The end. Now, I don't entirely agree on the price, but given the circumstance, if I also really liked an unusual, or I had an unusual that I really loved and sold and wanted back, then I might as well just try to get it no matter what price I pay. There's really only one reason why I think this hat is overpriced, and that is competition. You see, around the time the Ketche was being sold, other Hellfire spy hats were going for a much lower price. Take the Hellfire Billycock for example, a hat that is arguably on the same tier as the Ketche was being sold at only 80 keys. Even now, after the rise of Halloween effects, the hat can still be considered overpriced. The aforementioned Billycock, which was 80 keys then, has only gone up to 150 keys, which is more than half the Ketche's price. But who knows, maybe Halloween prices could still go up, and maybe other Hellfire spy hats will just go as much as the Hellfire Ketche. Next to the Hellfire Janissary Ketche at number 5, we have the Hellfire Stainless Pot at number 4. Seems to me that there's a concurring theme here, that Hellfires are expensive. First the Hellfire Ketche, and now the Hellfire Pot. Also, in my opinion, I can't help but notice that both hats don't look great or don't really go well with other cosmetics. They just don't really make good sets. What makes this purchase even more ridiculous is that it was paid in 525 keys pure. No items, just keys. Imagine if there were no tools. Adding 525 keys individually would probably break your mouse. That's why I always buy a Logitech, so you have a durable mouse. Why can't more buyers be like this guy? I mean, amazing offers, plus it's full pure. The buyer seems to be a person with a massive addiction to pot. He has so many unusual pots that he could almost fill an entire page. As for the 525 key sale, I'm guessing that the person who sold the pot noticed that the buyer was collecting them and wanted to juice as many keys as possible from Pot Collector Guy, hence the concluded 525 keys. On the suggestion page, I remember a comment pertaining to the Spellbound and Bonzo variants of the stainless pot, and what he was trying to say was that a Bonzo stainless pot was cheaper than the Hellfire one, because Bonzo was only priced at 400 keys, and the Spellbound around 300 to 400 also. So it doesn't really make sense that Hellfire, an effect that could arguably be on the same tier or maybe even lower, is priced higher. What's even crazier is that sister effects of Hellfire, which are Demon Flame and Dark Blaze, are not as expensive as 525 keys. But after this sale, other sellers of sister effects of the Hellfire Stainless Pot have risen their price just because they know that there's a buyer out there who's willing to pay that much. You know, when you're a collector, you go buy everything, no matter what price it is. Especially if you're like a rich collector, if you have the money to support your hobby of collecting whatever, then you will really buy anything for any price. Of course, as long as it's still not insane. At number 3 is the Sunbeams Mountebanque Masque, or Mountebanque Masque, however you want to pronounce that. Yes, the infamous Sunbeam Scout Unusual, priced at a jaw-dropping 943 keys. If you've been keeping an eye on unusual price suggestions, then you knew for sure that the Sunbeams Mountebanque Masque was gonna be in this list. And surprise, surprise, it is! Okay. Now I know that some of you may think that 943 keys is nothing compared to the 7,600 key price tag of the team captain, but before you compare this to the Burning Flames team captain, let me spit some facts. Firstly, the Mountebanque Masque, or the Mountebanque Masque, is a cosmetic exclusive for only Scout. Now, Scout, I know, is played by a lot of people, and it's a really good class, and unusuals are generally more expensive when they're Scouts, but that doesn't really justify the price. Moving on, secondly, the effect is nowhere near Burning Flames in terms of tier and desirability. You know, Sunbeams, even some people might consider it a low-tier effect just because of how ugly/beautiful it looks. Not to mention that a Burning Flames Mountebanque Masque is priced at only 150, so technically you could buy about 7 or 6 of the Burning Flames Mountebanque Masque, which isn't possible because there's only, I think, 1 or 2. And yeah. Thirdly, the Sunbeams is a first-gen effect, which is quite common, and this wouldn't be the case, of course, had the Great Depression never happened. Which brings me to my last point: it sold even after the Great Depression happened, which is pretty sad and very fortunate for the seller. I don't even know what the seller was thinking. Why was he even setting it at such a high price? Of course, after the Great Depression happened, the first-gen effects weren't as valuable anymore. Burning Flames, Scorching, and Sunbeams started dropping like hell. Even first-gen unusual trophies such as the Killer Exclusive, Hong Kong Cone, and Crone's Domes with either Scorching, Burning, or Sunbeams started dropping really bad. All except, of course, you know, the Team Captain, which held its price and even got more expensive. And at number 2, we have the unusual Texas Toasts. Not just one, oh no. Most of the unusual Texas Toasts are priced at insane value. Compared to the other hats in this list, the Texas Toast has a grade, which is Elite Grade, or the red color. Although Elite Grade unusuals are really hard to obtain given the really low unboxing percentage, it doesn't justify the price of 261 keys for the Terrorwatt one, 289 keys for the Miami Nights one, 529 keys for the Disco Beatdown one, and a whopping 780 keys for a purple energy one. Yeah, fortunately these are all 1-for-1s, meaning there's not a duplicate, but keep in mind they still can be unboxed because the effects are first and third gens, and the crate still drops. If ever someone unboxes them, then that's one lucky person. Actually, the reason for the insane prices of the Texas Toast can be traced back to one person, Sunkiss. It's simple. He had a lot of cash, plus he wanted to start the collection, equals expensive Texas Toast. We may never know why the Texas Toasts were bought at such a high price. It's even rumored that the offers were all made by the buyer, as if he was really willing to pay that much. Maybe there was something about the hat that caught his attention. Could it have been the jiggle bones of the bread, an inside joke maybe, related to the hat, or that he just likes toast? Whatever it is, could be anyone's best guess. At number 1, of course, what is a list of insanely priced unusuals without the Timewarp, Doctor, Dapper's Topper? The unusual has a current price of 650 keys, and there are 3 in existence. Compared to other unusuals like the Sunbeams Mountebanque Masque and the unusual Texas Toast, the price isn't really a shocker. It's an all-class hat with a really attractive effect, and it looks funny in a good way. If you're a fan of Dr. Seuss, then you probably want one, and you've seen it before. It doesn't have to be this one, of course, if you want to buy one. Of course, how can I forget, the insane price tag on this hat is most likely attributed to the famous TF2 YouTuber, Soundsmith. If you've seen his videos, a Timewarp Dr. Dapper's Dapper is most often found on top of his head, fun fact. If you truly are his #1 fan, then you would do anything to look like him. ergo buying a Timewarp Doctor's Dapper topper for 1,500 keys as of this video. There's one seller on Backpack.tf, and that is his insane asking price. Personally, the problem I have with this hat is that there are other unusual Dappers with, in my opinion, better effects that sell for less. Spellbound and Bonzo the All-Knowing sell for around 600 keys, which is less than 650 or the 1.5 price tag of that seller. Not to mention that the Spellbound is 1-for-1 in existence and can't be unboxed anymore. And that concludes the list. For the record, this video isn't purposed to call out or ridicule the unusual hats featured. Rather, it's an unusual list showing unusuals with unusual sales at unusual prices. If you'd like to see a part 2 of this video featuring more overpriced unusuals, then do let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment to support the channel. And until next time, stay safe, take it easy, and have a good one.